Oh, I don't want that recorded.
All right, so let's call to order tonight's meeting of the Board of Finance. It's a special meeting, Tuesday, October 26. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First of all, thanks everybody for making themselves available on this miserable night. I suspect that many of us are having some challenges. All right, we've got two items on the agenda. The first item, two F-550s. The second item is one F-250. Bob, the 550s have been on the capital non-recurring plan for a while. I don't see the 250. Maybe it's under some other name, but if you could give us. What's that?
It's on the agenda.
It's under building maintenance, Bob, not highway.
Okay, got it. Yeah, no, it's the capital non-recurring list, Cynthia, that we have and we kind of used to anticipate items coming in.
I got you.
All right, so I'll turn it over at this point then, Bob, if you can kind of give us the background on, I guess, starting with the 550s and then into the 250s. Into the 250, excuse me.
Yeah, the 250, right. So the two 550s are, one of them is a 2005 and 1000, and the other one's 2006. I don't know if you have those details with you. They're both 100. One's 100,000, 100, and the other one's 112,000 miles. The trucks are kind of are getting in poor condition. You know, the all season, those two trucks have all season sander bodies on the back of them, and the structural frame part of the all season bodies are pretty well rotted on them, and they're getting in pretty tough shape. Those two trucks service out in Stony Hill, in the Stony Hill area during the winter time, and it's pretty important that I have those trucks able to actually sand the roads that they're plowing, just because of the distance to the garage. So they play a pretty good support role with the two bigger trucks that are out, three bigger trucks that are out there. One of them shares two roofs. So, and on top of that, those two trucks have a 6-liter diesel engine in them, and those 6-liter diesel engines, unfortunately, at the mileage they're at now, they have some issues that crop up. You know, we're right now we're like 9 seconds into a 10-second hand grenade. The exhaust gas recirculation, exhaust gas cooling system on them, which is an emission related components on the engines, and the heads also have some issues. So it's a change of head gaskets, some work on the heads. The exhaust gas recirculation and cooling system has to be replaced, and it's like I said, it's a failure that comes up in the about in the mileage range they are. And per truck, we could be looking at a $10,000 repair per truck. We're putting money into a lowboy that probably is, trade-in values maybe half of that, if that. So that's those two trucks. The cabs, the bottoms of the cabs are starting to get rotted out in the rocker panels and the floor panels and those areas and stuff like that. And they've, plowing snow on the roads. They've had, they've done their thing. They've had a pretty tough life, but and so that's those two. And does anybody have any questions on those two trucks?
Yeah, I do.
Sure.
Didn't we, I don't know, for some reason, correct me if I'm wrong. I just have this memory that these trucks were approved and coming in two pieces. Like the chassis we're talking about tonight, but didn't we already approve the actual bodies of the trucks? I'm trying to.
I think you're referring to two other trucks, a patch truck that we did earlier in the year from last year's capital. I think that's
okay.
What you're talking
So
about.
okay, so why does it just say? I'm just trying to figure out the chassis versus the truck.
Yeah. So I'll get you there in a second. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Carry on.
So the other truck is a building maintenance truck, and we need to replace. We have a 1998 Chevy S10, which is like a mini pickup truck. If you all understand, it's a mini pickup truck version of a pickup truck. So that truck's in poor condition. It's another truck. It's almost up to 90,000 miles on it. Those mini pickup trucks, the weight carrying capacity is about 500-600 pounds on them, and they're at that point they're getting overloaded. So picture a tool cab box, a cap on the back that's a toolbox, all the tools, all our parts and supplies in the back of the truck. That truck has basically spent its life, loaded to the maximum. The engine has a rear main seal leaking on it. It's got a 4-speed transmission. It's got a clutch replacement that'll probably be coming up. We had bought that truck used anyway. The cab is rotted on it. The same issues, rust issues as the other two trucks. And that's why we want to replace that with, something a little bit bigger that's able to do the work we want it to do. So,
Hey, Bob, I'm sorry, you told us the year and I just missed the note. Can you give
yeah, it's
it
a
to us again?
1998.
98, thank you.
Yeah, Chevy S10 mini pickup truck. Yeah.
Yep, sorry.
Okay. And then, so to Cynthia's point, let me go along with this a little bit. We buy these trucks through a Ford dealer in Connecticut through the Connecticut Department of Administrative Services, which the truck chassis are discounted, and any of the components we put on them are also discounted through the Ford dealership. 3 weeks ago or so, I was talking to our Ford dealer we have supply issues with vehicles, and everybody knows that, right? So our Ford dealer tells me that come November 12th of this year, they're going to stop taking orders for trucks. Ford is, and they're not going to accept any orders until probably this time next year in 2022. Those trucks, if we were at a wait until 2022, they're not sure about deliveries until the end of 2023. So if we refer back to my 9 seconds into a 10-second hand grenade on those two low boys, I do have concerns that, if I, to Cynthia's point, I would have been in here tonight with, those two 550s in the highway department. I would have been in here. We would have been talking about the chassis, the bodies, the hydraulic system, the snow plows, the whole thing tonight. The thing I don't know right now is, even if I'm going to order trucks on November 12th, is when will I see those chassis? I'm not going to have those trucks for this winter. That's guaranteed, right? But I'm not sure when I'm going to get those chassis in. And the price of steel and all that stuff nowadays, and finding the components to build these trucks nowadays is it's kind of a dark alley. And I don't want to come to the Board of Finance and say I need X amount of dollars, to put the body components, hydraulic, snowplow, all that stuff on those two 550s, and be completely off on the price, and then have to come back again. So I'd rather get these chassis ordered, and when I know I'm close to a delivery date, we'll come back and revisit this thing, with some pricing for the bodies. Now, the build and maintenance truck will have a utility body on it, which will be installed, an aftermarket installation done by our Ford dealer. So that'll come with that body. That'll come as a complete truck. Okay. But like I said, the price of steel, all these things, finding components, I could sit here for an hour tonight and tell you all the stuff that I can't find for trucks that need to plow snow this winter, a little, nerve-wracking.
Mr. Chair, Bob, Chairman,
Yes, sir.
Bobby Dibble, you said enough. Thank you.
Sorry.
Again, Bob, I'd like to make a motion for $69,560 to approve the two 550s. Just so everybody knows, Bob Dibble's going to come back in another 6 to maybe a year for more money for bodies, snow plows, and everything else. But again, my motion is for $69,560 to buy and basically put our order in with Ford for these two chassis.
I second that.
All right, I'm good with the concept. The number, though, I think needs to change, right? Doesn't the number need to be 75088?
I thought it was 30. I'm sorry, Brad, go ahead.
It's 37,544 each truck,
Each.
which
Each.
makes it 75,088 combined.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
so
change my motion. 75,000 what, Brad? I'm sorry.
$88.
And $88. Okay. Cynthia, are you go with that?
Yeah,
Second.
second. Yeah.
okay.
Absolutely.
All right, now that we have the right number in there, any further questions? Discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Mr.
any
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for the F-250, and I believe that number, it's not 25. Brad, what is that number?
45080.
Yes.
This is all in the
45.
material, right? That came out before the meeting, I believe.
45,080.
Yep.
080.
Good.
That my motion is for $45,080 to do the 250.
Yep.
And again, that's complete, right, Mr. Dibble?
Yes, it is.
And
I'll
not
second
to,
that.
right, and not to exceed.
Not to exceed.
Yep.
Whatever, I'll second it.
Right, any discussion of the motion?
Yeah, let me just make one point on it. That price on a F-250 might come down a couple more thousand. I got a little
Oh,
bit
that
of
would be
dealing
terrible.
with the Ford dealer. But yeah, so there was a couple of discrepancies in option codes on it. So I might be able to get a couple $1,000s more off of that thing, or maybe a little bit more.
All right, please
But I
do
won't
make
exceed
your,
that number.
make
We
your
won't,
effort, Bob. Yeah,
It's Bob Dibble.
and that's why we went with the not to exceed, right, as opposed to an exact number. All right, good deal. So on the 250, the F-250, excuse me, we have a motion. It's been seconded. I believe there is no further discussion. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye. All right, I believe since there is no other agenda item. Okay, we got a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Right,
Thanks,
good deal.
Bob Dibble.
Good night,
Thanks, Bob.
everybody.
Everybody,
Thanks,
thanks a lot.
Bob.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Night.
Eric. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Rich.